let's go back to the site plan. Site plan. Okay. And we're now going to create some toposurfaces. Now, to create toposurfaces, all you need to do is you need to go to the massing and site and select toposurface. So it creates a nice surface for you with some contour lines if you give different height or elevation to the points or contour points. Right now, the elevation is at 0. Okay. So we're going to place points. Each point can have a certain elevation value. Now, since it says here that the overall surface is about -220 millimeter, we're just going to type here -220. Okay. No need for the mm or millimeter symbol. And then you can place your site, extent of your site even larger than your site itself if you want to. Like I can place a point here, I can place a point there, I can place a point here. Once you have created 3 points, since that's a definition of a shape, the smallest number, 3 segments, then it starts to create your toposurface. The elevation between all points are -220. So I can place a point here, and a point there. So let's say I'm defining my site that way so that when I create my perspective view, I will have some more site beyond my property line. Or I could have just placed my prop points here. Not really a problem if you want to. No issues there. Anytime you place a point, the point will be at elevation -220. Okay. Let me go to a 3D view. So 3D view. Let me change this to a shaded view. And that's my property. Toposurface. And it's relatively flat. Okay. Let's go back to the site plan. I'm still in the toposurface creation mode. Until I check or cancel this, I will still be in that mode. So make sure you understand that. You need to check to finish the creation of the surface. Now, it also says here that you have a berm at the back of the building, right? About this size, and height is about 4,000 millimeter. So I just need to change this value. So place point again, change this value to, let's say, 3,000. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, the berm should be somewhere here. So let me change my view to wireframe, I think. Oops, I created the point there. I'm just going to delete that later. So I'm just going to place a nice berm here. So maybe somewhere here. And here. And here. Now, since I place points there, it's actually going to slope down to my -220, and then it goes up again to my 3,000 here. So what do I do? Well, let's see. I can add more -220, -220, enter. Around here, that means I'm limiting the slope, right? This becomes flat because all of this will be 220. I'm limiting the slope difference from the 220 to the 3,000 only around this location. Okay, so anytime you add a point, it will compute for the difference between the two height. So this is 3,000. If I want to place something a little bit higher here, a slope or a point a little bit higher, let's say maybe 4,000. I can do that. Change that to 4,000 and maybe add a point here. Okay, that becomes a higher point. There will be a difference of negative 220 up to 3,000 to this point, and then up to 4,000 to that point. Okay, so that's how you create a nice little berm at the back of the structure. Now, we place this so that when we look at the elevation, we can see if we are oriented properly. So let's click OK to that. Look at this in 3D. And there's my small berm. And I accidentally click here. So there's a nice, slope as well in that area. Otherwise, my building should be placed somewhere here.